and we continue to grow. Watch what you hear. Radio Gone TV. Sun FM TV would like to welcome the following towns to Top Star Channel 91. Ndola, Kitwe, Luanshya, Mufulira, Kalulushi, Chingola, Chililabombwe, Kapiriamposhi, Kabwe, Lusaka, Kafue, Choma, Mazabuka, Livingston, Chipata, Chinsali, Kasama, Mansa, Solwezi, and Mongo. Feel free to interact with us and let us know where you are watching from. Only on your Top Star Decoders Channel 91, Sun FM TV. Radio Gone Rogue. Radio Gone TV.
Your finest radio station is responsible for the dawn of a new era in Zambian broadcasting. Capturing your favorite sounds on radio into great moments on television and on social media. Welcome to Zambia's first and finest visual radio, Sun FM TV.
The news.
Hello and welcome to our news, the headlines. Some clergy members from across the country have endorsed Constitution Amendment Bill number 7, urging President Hakainde Hichilema and members of Parliament to pass it without further delay. The Oasis Forum has pulled out of the ongoing constitutional reform dialogue, accusing government of pursuing an illegal and flawed process while ignoring critical governance and rule of law concerns. Government has revealed that approximately 1.4 million Zambians are currently living with HIV, underscoring the urgent need for more citizens to get tested in order to know their status. Football Association of Zambia FAS President Keith Mwemba has emphasized the need for all teams in the country to be adequately supported if they are to thrive in tournaments and contribute to a functional ecosystem. Join me with the details shortly.
The news, 88.5 Sun FM.
With the news, my name is Mwema Shanshima. Some clergy members from across the country have endorsed Constitution Amendment Bill number 7, urging President Hakainde Hichilema and members of Parliament to pass it without further delay. Speaking during a courtesy call meeting on the consultations on constitutional review at State House today, the clergy described Bill 7 as progressive, citing proposed changes such as a delimitation and mixed member representation to enhance development. They urged that those opposing the bill do not mean well, inciting that the proposed amendments represent a step in the right direction. The clergy also urged fellow church leaders not to politicize the process, adding that critics should clearly explain which aspects of the bill they find problematic.
That's out, because this period is not just for March past. It's not just for making statements. It's for influencing policy decisions. It's about highlighting the real challenges that women face.
Those who have it, others may not have it. You may have another opportunity tomorrow. There's no need for us to have anyone killed or maimed because
must be a place where dialogue is promoted. The pulpit must be a place where progressive ideas for the good of humanity are encouraged.
With those with opposing views, which provides various perspectives and enriches our collective decision-making capacity as a nation.
Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema reaffirmed commitment to continued stakeholder engagement on the constitutional amendment process until it is concluded. The president called on stakeholders to help correct misinformation surrounding Bill 7, emphasizing that government will follow the correct procedures in handling the amendment. He added that he would not regret it if Bill 7 ultimately fails to pass, and due process remains central to the reform effort.
doesn't matter our views, we should do it in a civilized way. We should do it in a respectful way. And that does not exonerate any category of our citizens. Like the small package there. Like presidents who spoke here of unions. Like former members of parliament who have walked through the process of making laws, including the Constitution. Remember, Constitution is the law. That's the primary law of the land. Churches, leaders, our leaders. We do this because it will better the outcomes.
The Oasis Forum has pulled out of the ongoing constitutional reform dialogue, accusing government of pursuing an illegal and flawed process while ignoring critical governance and rule of law concerns. Forum chairperson Beauty Katebe stated that the organization would not continue participating in a process that violates constitutional court directives and lacks legitimacy. The forum contends that the reform effort built around Bill number 7 of 2025 contravenes the court's earlier ruling, which nullified the bill's initiation due to inadequate public consultation. Ms. Katebe further noted that the technical committee responsible for collecting public submissions operates without a proper legal framework to ensure independence and accountability. The Oasis Forum has insisted that Bill 7 must be withdrawn from Parliament before any meaningful dialogue can resume. It also criticized the decision to align the reform process with the 2026 electoral calendar, arguing that the rushed timeline undermines inclusivity and diverts attention from pressing national challenges such as the cost of living, water shortages, and unemployment. Ms. Katebe warned that continuing with Bill number 7 in its current form poses a serious threat to the integrity of Zambia's foundational law and risks plunging the nation into disorder. The forum announced plans to pursue all available legal channels and may seek support from the international community to pressure government into halting the process. Minister of Health Dr. Elijah Muchima has revealed that approximately 1.4 million Zambians are currently living with HIV, underscoring the urgent need for more citizens to get tested in order to know their status. Speaking during the commemoration of World AIDS Day in Lusaka, held under the theme Overcoming Disruption, Transforming the AIDS Response, Dr. Muchima highlighted that young people account for an estimated 38% of new HIV infections in the country. He noted that young girls and women face 3 times the risk of infection compared to their male counterparts. Meanwhile, Copperbelt Province Permanent Secretary Lawrence Mwanza emphasized the importance of sensitization in communities and schools as a means of combating the disease. He disclosed that the Copperbelt Province accounts for 8.7% of the nation's HIV infections, stressing that education and awareness are critical to reducing the burden of HIV. The World AIDS Day commemoration served as a reminder to strengthen prevention, testing, and treatment efforts while addressing the disappropriate impact of HIV on young women and girls. Chilonji Piri gives us the details in the following report.
Ndola joined the rest of the world in commemorating the International World AIDS Day under the theme Overcoming Disruption, Transforming the AIDS Response. Zambia's national event was graced by the Minister of Health, Dr. Elijah Muchima, who stated the statistics of infected persons living with HIV and the need to lower the number through collaborative efforts, especially among youths.
This reflects our national commitment to eliminating mother-to-child transmission. Yet, youth infections and geographic inequalities, especially in Copperbelt and Lusaka, show that continued investment, innovation, and community engagements remain essential. Under the leadership of the President Hakainde Hichilema, Zambia has implemented a comprehensive multi-sectoral HIV response.
Meanwhile, in Ndola's World AIDS Day celebration, the Copperbelt Permanent Secretary, Lawrence Mwanza, represented by District Administrative Officer Berthan Sandawonga, stated a statistic of the Copperbelt province of an estimated 8.7% of persons living with HIV.
Currently, we have 218,000 recipients on care on HIV treatment, of which 15,308 are adolescents, with women accounting for 135,635 and men 77,217 respectively. These are remarkable achievements, yet we must not become complacent.
Speaking at the same event was HIV survivor Mary Masuwa, who highlighted that users of HIV services have seen government efforts in providing quality treatments.
As users of HIV services, we are witnesses to government's commission in provision of quality HIV treatment, which has led to reduction of drug stockouts, while majority have access to mild treatment for 3 months and above.
Chilunje Piri, Sun FM TV, Ndola.
Meanwhile, Chililabomboe district this morning joined the rest of the world in commemorating World AIDS Day, with government officials stressing the importance of community involvement in the fight against HIV and AIDS. District Commissioner Kelly Jibinga, who flagged off the procession, called for concerted efforts in combating the pandemic and encouraged total adherence to prescribed drugs as a way of sustaining progress in the fight against HIV and AIDS.
By creating a safe and supportive work environment, we will be fighting HIV. KCM is here showing us how employers should embrace the fight against HIV. All of us must learn from KCM. Even government departments, we must take a step. We must be part of the fight. What KCM and others are doing should be encouraged, and we must ensure that we learn from them and replicate it in our various workplaces.
District Health Director Dr. Chimbo Shimalando called for increased awareness campaigns to combat stigma and prevent disruptions in antiviral therapy uptake. He stressed that people living with HIV must be adequately supported to enable communities to play their role as equal partners while condemning stigmatization. And Pastor Dr. Chembe Tembo emphasized the need for both community and spiritual support for people living with HIV and AIDS, noting that such involvement is critical to strengthening the national response.
Even the community that is outside there, I believe that they are hearing my voice, but they should carry and uphold the values. They shouldn't throw it outside like the outsiders, those that have not believed in God, in Jesus' mighty name. So I say, may we be good Samaritans, just like that Samaritan that attended to that man who was vulnerable, who was thrown on the way.
Mayor Lucky Sichone challenged the Ministry of Health to ensure accuracy when releasing statistics on HIV and AIDS, saying reliable data is essential for effective planning and response. The opposition Patriotic Front faction has demanded that Speaker of the National Assembly, Nelly Muti, immediately rescind her decision to declare the Chawama constituency seat vacant, arguing that the move is unconstitutional and lacks legal foundation. PF Deputy Secretary General for Administration, Celestine Mukandaila, charged that the Speaker's action violates Article 72 of the Constitution, which outlines the specific circumstances under which a parliamentary seat cannot be lost. Mr. Mukandaila, who is also a lawyer, explained that the breach of standing orders cited as the trigger for the declaration is not among the prescribed constitutional grounds for disqualification. He stressed that the Constitution only permits loss of a seat through resignation, expulsion from a political party, loss of citizenship, death, a constitutional court ruling, or breach of a prescribed code of conduct. He argued that Speaker Muti exceeded her authority by converting procedural breaches into constitutional offenses and creating new grounds for disqualification.
So the speaker's action therefore directly contradicts Article 72(2). Only legislation can prescribe a code of conduct, not standing orders. So in essence, you'll be able to see that the key provisions that we dealt with that are standing orders 223, which provides for suspension, and it does not in any way authorize the Speaker to declare a seat vacant. The maximum penalty for such infractions is suspension, not removal from office.
Meanwhile, Bruce Kanema, UPND Northwestern Province Youth Chairperson, has called on Zambians to commend Speaker Muti for declaring the Chawama constituency seat vacant. Mr. Kanema said the Speaker's decision is in the best interest of the people of Chawama and the nation at large, noting that former MP Tasila Lungu had continued drawing his salary without physically representing her constituents in Parliament.
The decision made by the Speaker of the National Assembly is in the interest of the people of Chawama and the people of Zambia, because she has been drawing salaries without representing the people in the House. So that decision must be commendable, or must be commended by every well-meaning Zambian, and we stand with the Speaker of the National Assembly on that matter.
And commenting on the recent statement issued by the non-governmental gender organizations Coordinating Council, Mr. Kanema said the organization should not wait for situations to escalate before offering guidance. He argued that NGOCC must be proactive instead of reacting only when female leaders face legal or leadership challenges. He emphasized that proactive support and early guidance would help strengthen leadership quality in the country, ensuring that Zambia develops responsible and accountable leaders.
NGOCC must not be waiting for the West, where they have seen that women in Parliament are making mistakes or rather going. They are supposed to be guiding the women, not after they mess up, then the law visits them. That's when NGOCC could come and then cry foul over that one. We respect the non-government organizations, but they are not supposed to be reactive, okay? They need to be proactive so that at the end of the day, we can have a proper leadership coming out of women in Parliament.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Melna Mwanakampwe has highlighted the need for collective action to eliminate violence against women and girls following the tragic killing of a female officer during the ongoing 16 days of activism campaign. Dr. Mwanakampwe expressed deep sorrow over the death of Lesra Manda, 44, who was killed while returning home. Her body was discovered in an incomplete building by community members and police, who immediately informed her family. He appealed to members of the public with any information about the crime to come forward so that the perpetrators can be apprehended.
We have lost a friend. We have lost a woman orchestrated by suspected violence. Whatever it may have been, whatever may have been the case, for us to get to levels where you engage into killing because of misunderstandings or because of petty jealousy or because of
Dr. Mwanakampwe further emphasized that the country must not stop all forms of violence, particularly during the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, a global campaign dedicated to protecting women and girls. The Permanent Secretary's call comes as Zambia joins the rest of the world in marking the 16 days of activism, which runs annually from November 25th to December 10th, urging the public to unite against gender-based violence, GBV.
I wish to call upon the members of the public who may have information that may lead to the apprehension of the people who may have committed that offense. We cannot be commemorating 16 days of gender-based violence, of gender activism. On the other side, we are busy killing each other. I think
Zambia's High Commissioner to Australia and New Zealand, Anna Lupenga, has reaffirmed the country's commitment to strengthening economic and multilateral diplomacy within its jurisdiction, highlighting the role of engineers, entrepreneurs, and scientists in celebrating excellence, innovation, and impactful contributions. This came to light during the presentation of the 2025 Outstanding Embassy Service Award for the Oceania region, covering Australia, New Zealand, and neighboring countries. The award was conferred by the World African Researchers, Engineers, Entrepreneurs, and Scientists Alliance during a ceremony in the Australian Capital Territory. The recognition marks the second major certificate awarded to the High Commission this year, appreciating Zambia's outstanding role in enhancing Africa-Australia relations. Ms. Lupenga expressed gratitude to Warisa for acknowledging the High Commission's effort, reaffirming Zambia's dedication to advancing both national and continental interests while serving its diaspora. The event underscored the High Commission's continued dedication to building bridges between Africa and Oceania while fostering innovation and collaboration across diaspora. This is in a statement issued by Zambia High Commission to Australia and New Zealand, First Secretary Press and Public Relations, Charles Mocholo. You are watching and listening to the Sun FM News. We take a break. When we return, we have more in sports.
Celebrating 7 years of the Kwacha Music Awards. It's been 9 years since the first Kwacha Music Awards ceremony took place in 2017. What started as a small event has grown into Zambia's biggest music awards show. Over the years, we've seen incredible talent shine on the Kwacha Music Awards stage. From the opening act of 2017 by Slap D and Dave, to Zavin, 76 Drums and Sheffy 187 opening 2024, the stage has been great crafts over the years. We have celebrated the best of Zambian music from Afrobeats to hip-hop and R&B. The Kwacha Music Awards has become a platform for artists to showcase their craft. With world-class hosts and electrifying performances, the Kwacha Music Awards has become an annual event to look forward to. Behind the scenes, a team of dedicated individuals work tirelessly to make it all happen. Their passion and dedication have made the Kwacha Music Awards a success. As we celebrate 7 years, we salute the artists who've made this journey possible. Your music has inspired a nation. Here's to many more years of celebrating Zambian music. Hashtag Kwacha Music Awards.
And in sports news, Football Association of Zambia FAZ President Keith Mwemba has emphasized the need for all football teams in the country to be adequately supported if they are to thrive in tournaments and contribute to a functional football ecosystem. Speaking during the Zambia Football Endaba, Mwemba said the purpose of gathering was to unite progressive forces in tackling challenges facing Zambia's football participation. He noted that acknowledging existing problems and engaging various stakeholders is key to finding lasting solutions. The FAZ boss stressed that the focus should be on financial support and sponsorship, which remain the biggest challenge for sporting activities in Zambia. He reiterated that without proper sponsorship and financial backing, teams cannot compete effectively or grow sustainably. Mwemba added that unity among stakeholders is essential to drive the development of football and ensure the sport continues to grow across the country. And on that sporting item ends our news. Before we go, a recap of the stories making headlines. Some clergy members from across the country have endorsed Constitution Amendment Bill number 7, urging President Hakainde Hichilema and members of Parliament to pass it without further delay. The Oasis Forum is pulled out of the ongoing constitutional reform dialogue, accusing government of pursuing an illegal and flawed process while ignoring critical governance and rule of law concerns. Government has revealed that approximately 1.4 million Zambians are currently living with HIV, underscoring the urgent need for more citizens to get tested in order to know their status. And finally, in sports, Football Association of Zambia President Keith Mwemba has emphasized the need for all teams in the country to be adequately supported if they are to thrive in tournaments and contribute to a functional ecosystem. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of the entire news crew and production team, I am Mwema Shanshima. Bye-bye for now.
Sun FM.
The long-awaited MTN Super League is here and is live on Top Star. This is more than